Okay, we're going to continue on with the Decorah Public Opinion for Thursday, January 14th. On the cover, we have, I'm a little too, sorry, get this a little more centered. Nice N95 lines. All right. Zoning Commission recommends approval of rezoning Dalen property. The City of Decorah Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing on the rezoning of the Dalen property. Public hearings on the right or refusal and conditional rezoning agreement were previously held Monday, December 20th. This agricultural property is located on the east edge of Decorah's city limits, just north of the Walmart Supercenter, along Old Stage Road. The property is currently zoned F1, floodplain. Possible future designation is C4, shopping center, commercial. The 16.75 acres of the larger 139-acre parcel are designated for possible rezoning. Well, considering the resolution to approve a recommendation to rezone, the commission recommended approval in a 6-1 vote. Joel Zook cast the no vote. All right. Also, sworn into legislative positions were Representative Michael Bergen and also Representative Mike Klimish. Here we have them swearing in. All right. Continued limits are approved for spectators at Decorah athletic events in a move to protect student athletes and spectators from the spread of COVID-19. The school board and board of directors endorsed a proposal from the Decorah High School athletic director Adam Riley to continue current spectator guidelines while hosting student events and contests. Probably a good idea. Marketing class opens school store. The Decorah High School senior marketing class is responsible for the creation of the Viking Corner, a school store featuring Decorah Viking apparel and merchandise. Sounds like a good idea for them. On to page 2. COVID-19 vaccinations reach more area healthcare professionals. That's good. We got ours on New Year's Eve, and we'll get another one next week, Thursday, I believe. Sounds interesting. Luther College hosts Dr. Bettina Love for Martin Luther King Jr. Day Lecture. Say that 10 times fast. Dr. Bettina Love, author, activist, and public speaker, will give Luther College's 2021 Martin Luther King Jr. Day Lecture Monday, January 18th at 4 p.m. Viewing link for this lecture, which is free and open to the public, can be found at the Luther College events page. Her lecture, Living a Hip-Hop and Abolitionist Life, Resistance, Creativity, Hip-Hop Civics Ed, Intersectionality, and Black Joy, will educate viewers about racial violence, oppression, intersectional justice, and how to make sustainable community change. That would be a good thing to learn. And here is her photograph. Let's see. These are the students from the Viking Corner, the Decorah High School marketing class, with their little store, or they're learning how to market apparel. All right, we move on to, let's see, we've got the religion page with Sue Odie, I think that's how you pronounce it, from Decorah Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. And her article is called 2 Ears and 1 Tongue. This is the season of Christian Church Epiphany. Some families leave their holiday decorations up until January 6th, the Feast of Epiphany, when tradition tells of 3 wise travelers finally arriving with gifts to honor the birth of a child called Jesus. It's understood the church as sort of a eureka moment, oh, now I get it, grasp of the meaning of this humble birth. Perhaps you may remember a time in your own life when you had such a moment when something suddenly became clear to you. When you sat up and said, now I get it. It can be surprising and illuminating when it happens. It has the power to change everything going forward. This is the kind of movement we need in our nation right now. Recent events have caused us to worry for the future of our country as we watch anger and hate spill over into our communities and the very center of our republic. We don't know what to do or how to name the problems which have brought us to this place. Where shall we begin? What steps can we take to create a different way of interacting with each other? How did we arrive at this place? There are so many questions, so few answers. I don't have an answer either. I'm as perplexed as many of you are, but it occurs to me that little will change until we begin to listen to one another, deeply listen. There's an old proverb which says, we have 2 ears and only 1 tongue in order that we may hear more and speak less. Yes, we say that's true, and yet how easy it is to find ourselves ready to preach, but less willing to sit quietly and hear the words of others. Perhaps you have found yourself among a group of people having a conversation and you realize you are thinking of what you want to say instead of listening to those around you. I plead guilty to this behavior myself. When you're excited and full of ideas to share, it's hard to hold back and invite others to take part. To have someone deeply listen to you is a gift. How simple and easy a gift to bestow upon a neighbor or friend is it? Apparently, many of us are not very good at this practice called deep listening. We have much to learn. Those who teach these skills describe deep listening as a process of listening to learn. It requires the temporary suspension of judgment and a willingness to receive new information, whether pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. In other words, we are trying to listen for understanding, not for agreement. Our goal is to not change the mind of our friend or neighbor, but to engage without assumptions, to show them that we value what they have to say and take them seriously. In the end, we may discover that listening deeply to what others have to say establishes trust between us. When there is genuine trust, exciting things can happen. We can learn to ask meaningful questions, helping us dig deeper into understanding each other. We can learn to repeat what we think we've heard and ask if we've got it right. Ron Heifetz, author of Leadership on the Line, says, people want you to understand their motivation and explanation of their behavior in their own terms. Creating alternative interpretations, listening to the song beneath the words is inherently provocative, but necessary if you're going to address a real stakes, fears, and conflicts. I love the expression, the song beneath the words. Getting to the place where you have learned to hear that song takes practice. But like most skills worth attaining, it only happens if we work at it. January is the month of new beginnings and resolutions to start once again with renewed hope. Imagine a community resolution to begin learning how to listen deeply to one another. What a gift that would be. All right. Let's see. Lots of obituaries, but not for anyone from Assahogan, so that's good. Carrie Lee teachers surprise students with books and reunion. Carrie Lee 3rd and 4th grade teachers recently collaborated to give the 4th grade students a few surprises. Last year, the 3rd grade teacher team won an annual grant through Farm Bureau. The grant funds travel to the NICC Dairy Farm, a favorite field trip for the students. Each May, students learn about the importance of dairy farming. Due to school closure, the field trip was canceled. The students had been looking forward to making ice cream, examining authentic farming artifacts, seeing calves, if lucky enough, one being born and taking its first steps, and learning about dairy production. Teachers brainstormed ways to spend the money from the grant and chose to purchase a copy of the book Milk Makers by Gail Gibbons for each student. This was made possible with the help of Dragonfly Books owner Kate Rattenberg, who applied a 20% discount to the order. All students who were part of the 3rd grade class have been or will be gifted a book, as well as any new 4th grade student at Carey Lee. And here's a picture of the students with their teacher and their book. Nice. All right. Let's see. Construction is underway at a 46-unit apartment complex in the Decorah Business Park east of town. Echo Development subcontractors were hard at work Tuesday afternoon on the elevator shaft and stairwells. And here's a picture. That's kind of weird. Not many places in town with elevators. So, let's see. We've got the echoes of the past. Elks Lodge distributes holiday baskets. 80 years ago, 1941. The local lodge of the Elks distributed more than 150 Christmas baskets to underprivileged families this season. A fine lot of toys were collected and turned over to the Elks for distribution along with food. Each basket had 4 pounds of ham, a peck of potatoes, butter, lard, canned goods, sugar, oatmeal, crackers, bread, pancake flour, and milk. Baker Lumber donated services of a truck with driver and 2 helpers for delivery. The Pleasant Livewires 4-H Club girls are being led by Mrs. Anna Rognus. Members are Geraldine Haugen, Mavis Halverson, Catherine Wise, Norma Larson, Audrey Husby, Adelaide Ellingson, Marilyn Halverson, Patty Wise, Marilyn Haugen, Marion Iverson, and Mavis Halverson. Ed Nornheim of Pleasant Township has received word from Chicago that his exhibit of 10 Ears of Nordheim's improvement yellow dent corn has placed second at the International Livestock Show at the Union Stockyards in Chicago. That's impressive. 1951, 70 years ago, Decorah Food Service has a new manager in Robert Stone, manager of the Hotel Winneshiek. A main order of business at a recent meeting of the organization as stabilizing costs of meals and beverages. Coffee is pegged at 5 cents per cup and milk is 7 cents per glass. Noon lunches start at 59 cents each. Mayor Floyd Hexum has reported on plans for developing the area north of Water Street as a civic center. Plans call for a 40-foot wide street through the hitching grounds. Further development of Day Spring and plans for a new public ball diamond, skating pond, and more are being considered. The John Deere bowling team is in the lead in this year's City League. Weiss Buick is second and Knee-High is in third place. 1961. Jerry Donlin of Decorah has won first prize in the Decorah Christmas Home Decorating Contest. Excuse me. Losing my voice here. That's better. All right. Kenneth Minkle earned second place, and third place honors went to Mike Lang. A letter from Santa's mailbag a few weeks ago. Dear Santa, please bring me some play high heels, a dress, and a pair of slacks. Your friend, Christy Bigler, age 7. Haha, that's a pretty good list. All right. 1971, 50 years ago. When Dr. Norman Borlaug came to Decorah last weekend, he told the audience that young people have the energy and responsibility to make this a better world. He was in town to receive the honorary Doctor of Science degree from the college. Shop K&S Super Value for these 1970 bargains. Olson's Trimmed Lutefisk, 59 cents a pound. Homemade lefse, 39 cents for a package of 2 rounds. And oysters, 12 ounces for 98 cents. They must have had leftovers from Christmas and New Year's. North Ski Hill here will be opening for skiing all afternoon on New Year's Day, weather permitting. 40 years ago, the once controversial decision of the Iowa legislature to raise the legal drinking age back from 18 years old to 19 has shown a positive impact on the number of alcohol-related fatal motor accidents in the state. Good deal. Let's see. 1991, 30 years ago, Decorah temperatures hit 28 degrees below zero the other morning. Whoa. After 4 months in the hospital, 13-year-old Michelle Klegseth of Decorah has returned home. She was injured in a car accident last summer and now has weekly physical therapy sessions. An Iowa State University survey indicates land values at Winneshiek County have increased to $989 per acre this year. This is an 8.9% increase over last year's estimated values. Ruby's Restaurant and Catering is hosting a New Year's Eve smorgasbord, $8.95 for all you can eat. 2001, 20 years ago. Deer-related traffic accidents are on the rise here in Winneshiek County. There were 270 total deer-related accidents reported here last month, but the number is estimated to be much higher. The Decorah Volunteer Firemen of Decorah are notorious for their practical jokes, and this holiday season was no different. Greg Rood and his family were on a vacation and returned to find 40 discarded Christmas trees carefully lined up in rows encircling their home. More than 300 skied Norski in Decorah during its first week of opening after 3 years of not enough snow. Good deal. 2011, 10 years ago. A 100-day wellness challenge is being planned by Live Healthy Iowa in Winneshiek County. All right. That's going to be it for Echoes of the Past. Let's see if there's anything else that we need to read. Let's see. Turning the page. Wow, tons of small print. Not reading that. Then sports section. And what's on the back? More sports. I guess that's it. All right. Thank you for coming to Current Events. We'll have Current Events again next Friday. Have a great rest of your day.